I just got dumped on New Year Day. I came on vacation with a guy and he just left the hotel like.
Reason why majority of Black women are behind in the dating game, behind in the marital game. They're not getting married and they cannot secure, or they have not been securing men who provide. And the main reason why is honestly,
I'm at the age where, baby, I don't care about your chains. I don't care about your grills. Why do you think the way you think? Let's talk about that. Why is it that some things trigger you and other things don't trigger you? What happened in your childhood? Why are you so nonchalant? Why can't you apologize? I want to get into the nitty-gritty. I don't care about your big homie.
I say this humbly because I know how folks be getting about people who are confident with themselves, but all my exes are stupid. I'm fine, I'm funny, I got a good head on my shoulders, I'm smart, I'm articulate, and I am literally the light in a room. It was never me. It was always them.
Ma'am, it was you. When you have an ongoing history of not being able to keep a man, the problem is you. Just remember, you won't have that pretty face forever. The wall will come for you, just like it come for all women.
The older I get, the more I realize why older men date women that are significantly younger than them, and only because the women their age would never, ever even glance at them twice. Because now there are men my age that try to approach me and I have to actively withhold the urge to spit on them. But younger me would have just died over them.
Oh, I get it. Some older guy pumped and dumped her when she was younger.
But younger me would have just died over them. And it was for stupid reasons. Like, oh my God, he's so cool and mature. He has his own apartment. He should. He's 30. I just thought that was such a sign of maturity and being like a real grown up. But those men were creme de la piss, okay? Like cream of the turds. Just very unimpressive, but I thought that them having like, you know, good jobs was a sign of them being real adults, and they were just little immature baby boys. But yeah, those men are almost always losers. Still think it's gross, but now I see the logic.
Okay, lady, can you tell us you was dating a older man and got your heart broke without telling us you was dating a older man and got your heart broke? She's obviously bitter that the older man that she was dating when she was younger replaced her with a younger woman, and older men has always liked younger women since the beginning of time. And I think she's also disappointed in herself for being so hot and sassy in her younger age. She was enjoying her hot girl summers, loving the fact that older men was checking her out, and she got with one. So
listen, this revelation I'm about to drop is so deep, and I might make a full video, but please listen to this with an open mind, because it's going to set some of you free. We as women are being groomed by many of these content creators to be prostitutes. Let me explain. I used to listen to a lot of this like hypergamy, femininity content online, okay? The Sprinkle lady, I knew about her like way before she blew up on TikTok, all right? I was there. I used to listen to her consistently. People like her, I would listen to, okay, she'd talk about the dusties and hypergamy and the kind of men you should be chasing. I used to listen to all of that before I got saved. Now listen, that content was making me so bitter and angry at men. And I had never hated men really like that before. I have had negative experiences with men, but I've never hated or like disliked or been embittered towards men the way that I was in that season. And the reason I became so bitter is because I was taking on their bitterness. Bitterness is contagious, okay? The Bible says that bitterness, when it takes root, actually defiles many people. So let me read you. See to it that no one falls short of the grace of God, and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. Bitterness is contagious. When you are consistently listening to somebody who hates men or who's constantly calling men dusties, dehumanizing men, you will eventually pick up and take on that mindset. Now, this is why it's important. When you become bitter towards men, when you become desensitized towards the fact that they are human beings and you start to hate them, this is when you start to really listen to the women that tell you to only use men for their money, to, take him for everything he's worth, to not care about love, to not care about any of the things that make a relationship beautiful, but to simply go after the money. And even as I'm saying this, some of you guys are going to feel angry at me. Some of you guys may feel tempted to call me whatever it is, a pick me, or be angry, or rise up in your spirit and say, but what about men? Listen, you are being trained based on what you're consistently feeding your mind to desensitize yourself towards human beings. And because you have that hatred, because you are desensitized, that's when you go out and start to use men like how a prostitute would. What does a prostitute do? A prostitute sells her body in exchange for money, for material gifts. When you are dating a man or with a man, not because you care about him, not because you love him, but simply because of the lifestyle he can provide for you, your heart isn't in it. Your head isn't in it. You are a prostitute. And you are being groomed. We are being groomed. They're attempting to groom us into being prostitutes.
This young lady here is 100% right. Finally, it took a woman to say it, even though men have been saying this for years too, but it's interesting that she hit it right on the head. And it's still good to see that there are still good women out there who are waking up. And this whole grooming for women to be ex-workers, this has been going on way before social media, but social media definitely amped it up and put it on steroids.
I just got dumped on New Year Day. I came on vacation with a guy and he just left the hotel like he just packed up and left the hotel. Oh, he wanted us to live together, but I said I'm not leaving. I came for a vacation, I'm gonna have a vacation, but I go back and he's gone. On New Year Day. Probably this is the most bipolar thing I've ever had to go through. I just got dumped on New Year Day, on the 1st of January 2024. I just got dumped. His bag is gone. His things are gone. The wardrobe is empty. Like I'm alone in a hotel. And I came for vacation with a guy for.
Yeah, I think we all have been there I have, where you went on vacation with a woman and you ended up breaking up with her. I've heard stories before of couples going on relationships and finally calling it quits. And it's just so they happen to be on vacation. But the truth be told, I think whoever this man is, he just got tired of banging her and sleeping with her.
Reason why majority of Black women are behind in the dating game, behind in the marital game, they're not getting married, and they cannot secure, or they have not been securing men who provide. And the main reason why is honestly speaking, it's first societal programming, and second, the way that we raise our children, which is why I encourage every Black woman that's watching this video, even if you made mistakes and you already have children, be the person that breaks the pattern in the family, especially in regards to the selection of men. Let's be honest. Women who are of other cultures, as white women, Middle Eastern women, Asian women, they are taught to target and date and pursue men who are providers, someone or a man who has something to offer. Because in those cultures, when the father gives their daughter away to that man, they don't have the expectation in their mind that their daughter is going to have to struggle, work hard, work double shifts. They feel like, we're giving our precious flower away to you. Here she is. Make sure you take good care of her and make sure you're able to provide.
Yeah, that's because other cultures teach their daughters to be wives, not opportunists.
Provide for her. But in the Black community, we're taught different. We're taught to date someone just because you like them. Oh, he's not working. It's okay, girl. Girl, hold him down. Hold him down. He doesn't have much going on. Hold him down. Just work it out. Stick it out. We're kind of taught that struggle narrative, that narrative of hard work and hard labor. And we're taught, but why would you be doing hard labor if you have a man present that you are in a relationship with? That's the difference. And there was a point in time I was working in a luxury firm. Luxury firm was predominantly a Caucasian luxury firm. And, you know, we would have girl talk, like all the associates, like it was really chill vibes. We would all like sit down in the lunchroom and just talk about like girl stuff. Everyone's dating someone new, you know, catching up. And I noticed that the Caucasian women in there and the Middle Eastern women in there and even the Latin women in there, their first question when anyone in our group was dating a man, their first question was, okay, what does he do for a living? That was always the first question. It wasn't, do you like him? Do you love him? Does he treat you nicely? No, that was never the first question. And as I grew up and I matured, it totally dawned on me. And I'm like, no wonder they are so far economically with marriages and with relationships, because the first thing that they look at is financial security. Black women, on the other hand, that is not the first thing that they look at unless they're from African cultures. African women are totally different when it comes to American women as far as how they date. That man has to be, if they're going to check bank statements before the marriage is even legalized, they're going to check bank statements. That's how it is in Africa. So props to African women. They have that on lock as far as Black women. But it dawned on me and I'm like, this is the problem. Like, this is it right here. Why are African American women not vetting men properly? Why aren't they choosing men who are educated? Why are they not looking for men who have something to offer? Why are they looking for men that they have to work with or slave with? Majority of the African American women that I know that are highly educated, hyper educated, they take care of their husbands. Their husbands are house husbands. And I've seen that trend. And when I was a kid, I knew it wasn't right. When I was younger, I knew.
She's pretty much saying that Black women dating failures are due to the fact that they are not hypergamous enough. And they're most likely to choose men that are not on their level or, quote, beneath them. And she's saying a lot of stuff that we've heard Kevin Samuels talk about in the past. But I don't like the fact that she skipped over the part where these Black women in college or whatever, they do run into the good men that they could possibly vet and marry one day, but they're not interested in him. He's boring. Why won't she talk about the fact that these women want to be with Chads and Tyrones? They treat Pookie and Tyrone like a king, and that's where the problem lies. But that's all I got in this video. You guys drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of what some of these women had to say. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. I will see you in the next one.